Hi, 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 everybody. Hi, Zero. Hello. Hope you're doing great. Excited to be here for lucky since I'm at work. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Hold up. Let me just make sure I got all of these refreshed. Let me see. I think I should refresh this. Let's see. I'm not sure how to refresh this one, but alright, that's fine. Hi, Urkelin. Hello. Hi, hi. Yes, hello, hello. Okay, that's nice. Okay. We are on. We are on. Yes, and thank you for the headpad. Woo! I'm not sure who redeemed the headpad, but it seems like they did it before I appeared. So I'm not sure what your point is. Still, headpads are great and very welcome. Thank you so much. Yay! Ah, yeah, yay! Thank you for headpad. Woo! Hello, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. I'm gonna get a bald spot. I'm gonna get a bald spot. Stop it! Stop with the headpad. Hey, hey! You're gonna give me a bald spot. Do you want me to go bald? Do you actually want me to go bald? How could you? I should put a cooldown on that thing. But anyway, how are you doing this fine evening? Urkelin, it's all you. It's you. It's all you. Yes. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm here finally. Now, I don't usually stream on Mondays, but tomorrow I will be out for quite a bit, and I don't want to make it so that I have to rush back really quickly. Hence, I've decided to stream today instead, and tomorrow I'll take off to settle my real life things. So, there, yes. And I am aware that I did start a bit later today, but it really is quite a rush coming back from my grandma's house. But at the same time, if I start at 10 or 9:30, that leaves us a lot less time. So I'm just here But yeah, in any case, I'm finally here, so yay! Had to shuffle your fluffy hair a bit. Thank you! I know you love my fluffy hair. Okay, fine, you're allowed to. And hi, Inconsistency. Hello! Thank you. You finally made it, yay! You made it to a very important part of the trial, so hopefully we can really get things going, yay! So Scotland, hi Ruslan. So Scotland has never had a tornado warning before. We did last night. Oh no, I hope you're safe. Is everything okay? Did the tornado actually come, or is it just a warning? If it is, then if it is just a warning, then great. But if it did come, my condolences. I'm outside. I see. Thank you for watching, even though you're outside and it's inconvenient for you. Inconsistency. I'll try to talk less shit about Herlock. Okay, I'll try. No promises, but I'll try. Okay, hydrate. Today I have 2 packets of home pies. They will have to last me through the entire session, so hopefully I don't get too hungry. Just a warning, no tornadoes as far as I can tell, but still, oh no. Okay, hopefully, very hopefully, hopefully nothing will come to pass, and it's just, a typical warning. Okay, hopefully, yeah. In any case, I'm glad that that I know, I can provide a bit of a peace. That's the wrong phrasing. Some peace for you guys. Okay, yeah, some peace for you. The warning itself is not typical for here. Oof. Oh no. Kiko, hello, Kiko. Hello. Thanks for sending me a heart. Yes. My two homies, my two TGA homies are here. We're here to share one brain cell. Of which I'm not sure I'm not sure it's my turn to use the brain cell today, but I will do my best, guys. Okay, I will do my best. And Ruchilan, please stay safe, and yeah, please stay safe, and I hope to see you next time, okay? I hope to see you next time. Still, do not perish, understand? Yeah. He prefers bite to us every time you stream. Thank you for fun. Oh, thank you, Zero. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just glad I can provide you guys a little piece when I'm on. And even though it's not much, it's honest work. It ain't much, but it's honest work, people. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Where was I? Alright. Episode 4, The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Trial Part 2. Oosh. Oh yeah, Baroque's kicking my ass, by the way. Of course, if Baroque's actually spanking my ass, that's fine. But like, if he's kicking my ass, that's not very nice, okay? That's not very nice. Anyway. Hi, Fluffy. Hello. Shibs is back. Yes, I is back. I mean, I just streamed on Saturday. It hasn't been that long. Yeah, but once again, I'm streaming today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll be out a bit late. I don't want to rush back and risk being late for our usual stream, so I moved it to today. But next week, hopefully, you can go back to like the Tuesday stream. Cool, sus. What do you mean sus? No, I said nothing sus, guys. Did I say anything sus? I don't recall saying anything sus. All I said is Baroque is kicking me in the ass. You know, like a normal expression. Yeah. Right. There was this couple where the lady just strangles her husband or something. Yeah, something like that. Anyway. Okay, let's go with this. I've considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury. And I have determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman? We are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. We're gonna have to press all of them, right? I'm sure we will. Judicial-findings. The juror's contentions. The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his? If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related, okay? Dearie me, it was only a little book. Hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit. I wouldn't be too sure of that. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tidy bit of trouble. You know, the one I feel most sorry for is this guy. Like, he just wants to bring home money for his family to eat. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes. Okay, Santa Claus here tells us that, yeah, we had a fire at home. Yeah, you know, it made me sneeze. Sir, are you okay? Are you okay? Rip? What do you mean, Rip? What? Your Honor, she keeps attempting to murder me. That is proof beyond reasonable doubt that she's a yandere. Since when have I tried to murder you? I've never tried to murder you. I'm not stupid enough, you know. All I'm doing is like, you know, stalking you and maybe turning up at your door every single day, every single hour of the day. But like, that's not enough grounds to say that I'm a yandere, you know. So I guess, Star, you can't just slander me like that, you know. Well, all the best. Have a great week. Hi, Ruka. Thank you so much. I'm glad to see you. You have a great week too. Okay. The guy that just want to earn his daily wage. Yeah, like all these low wage workers, they kind of really need money. And he's like, God damn it, I have to turn up at court and now I don't have time to make money. Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed accused seen fleeing from the scene. Beautiful Baroque's eyes. I cannot stop staring at his eyes. They're such a beautiful light blue. What the hell? Oh my gosh. And moreover, please stop throwing the wine, please. No one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. No, it isn't. No, it's not set in stone, okay? No. We don't set conclusions in stone here, okay? I fail to see how it can be argued any other way. That means I'm afraid that during this summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. Gigi! The court hereby finds the defendant guilty of shipping Phoenix Maya instead of right worth. Fractured Flame. Who is the defendant, huh? Let me at him. I'm ready to punch the living daylights out of it. Okay, how dare they not put right worth as their first ship? How dare they? I will teach them our peaceful ways by force. Let's go. We'll teach them peaceful ways by force. That's the only way to do it. We gotta show them, guys. We gotta show them, man. Right worth is superior, okay? Huh. Oh shit, I forgot to read that. Oh, sorry. The history is... yeah. But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those two details are all you need provide. Simply give us a name and the method by which the attack was conducted. And there I was thinking this might be hard. But Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it! Otherwise this really will be where the trial ends. Ugh, no pressure then. Poor guy. That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you're prepared, counsel? Oh, yes! My lord. Alright, Ryunosuke. Focus your mind now. Oh my gosh, I said Ryunosuke and the captions are like, we're not scared, lol. Clearly, the key to this summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say, Mrs. Garadeb. We have a book that disappeared from the Garadeb's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garadeb and how she reacts, even to the things other people say. Will she react during... sorry, the summation? A lawyer must explore all options. The funniest thing about Phoenix Maya is that the top is Maya and not Phoenix. But the fact that you put her name after his means he's the top. You get what I mean? Okay, let's go. The defense's rebuttal. Okay, those 3 books of his. But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point in even having windows, huh? Counsel, you won't kindly refrain from childish bickering. What's the point of... You know, my man has a point. Oh, sorry. Somehow I need to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Okay, we're gonna press each of them and then see what happens with the reactions. But as we now know, there were 4 books, not 3. Well, what difference does it make? there's every possibility that the fourth book in fact belongs to the defendant's landlord. Your Honor, no you... Pain? Yes, that's the part I have a problem with. Sorry? Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, you said? That's not exactly how I put it, no? Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened. I think that's what you call a strong alibi. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver's about. It's a done deal, isn't it? Palaver. Is it a palaver? Palaver. Never mind, I give up. It's a done deal, isn't it? I suppose it is, since I've nothing witty left to say. Oh boy, this is hard. So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean? Oh my, such delight on your face! But I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I am a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman. You're racist though. That's great! If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say? And not at all extreme. As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say? Guess declare guilty, pulls out Uno reverse card. I wish I could! Hello Chelsea, hello, good evening to you. Overwhelmingly. But us modern girls are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know? So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one. What else? Metropolitan logic? I don't know either. This woman's not making sense. I'll be happy to do that too, if only I could. Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady. Alright, I'm glad you omitted rational there, lol. Okay, we have to press her as well. But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not? With flames of love, I'll have you know. Flames of love. There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb. Lol. Well, he brought it upon himself. It's playing with fire to betray a fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree? Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes? But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garrett. Never mind that. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute, nothing more. And I won't have any more of these suggestions. It was anything whatsoever to do with this crime. I like how she does it and the guy beside her is like, oh, you did it. Right, well, we'll see about that. But what about juror number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mrs. Garrett's relentless onslaught. Lol, she's just like, pyow, that's why. She seems to be pyow him and he's like... And he just... okay. Okay. Right, she keeps slapping a dude next to her. It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is. Unless she too has someone else. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. You just want to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here. Well, him and me both then, like I said before. What? I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning. Thames? How do you pronounce this? Thames? Like the river Thames? Thames, okay, the river Thames. What? You heard me. My missus isn't one to mess about, you know. She can be fierce, believe you me. Another shining example of marital bliss then. These guys, whew. A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, poor guy. Do you know, it's funny, but I can't quite remember. Sorry? It was too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out. Helpful, wow. It's like, you know, the other day, ... He can't remember. Helpful, very helpful. I wonder if Mr. Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scarf. Don't even go there, Miss Osato. There must be some way to jog his memory about this. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes. Let's go. Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Sorry? What's that? You'll have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on top, it did. What a sight to behold it was. You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship? Oh wait, he doesn't know about it. Of course not! It was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday, obviously. You'll not reasonably conclude that juror number 5 is weak. He loves his wife, okay? Seems that's a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but the candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke. Oh dear. Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. Help. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold, but how did you catch a cold from a fire? Hi Loki Serpent, your avatar's adorable, thank you! I love my avatar too, she's very cute. What a fiasco it was! The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it. The windows? The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did. I got a terrible cold from it. It put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry. I knew it was devil worship all along. He's the whip though. Shh. But something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street, as well as how he or she could have done it. Yes, but once again the jurors' statements are full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation. Yes. Okay, I think I got my answer though. This connection might do the trick. I think I got it. Choto. Let me see if I can pit this. Pit. Okay, winter house fires are dire. You have to open windows to clear smoke. That's when the chill gets you, see? Yes, let's go! These two jurors' statements clearly contradict one another. They do? How exactly, counsel? Don't point at me again! I told you it wasn't me! What's that you say? Speak up, lad. Speak up. Juror number 3, do you see? Oh, me? See what, sir? Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh! Hey, at least he came to the conclusion on his own. It could have been worse. Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garadeb household. And Mr. Garadeb had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke. Oh, my hat! Oh? Woman, calm down. She's like... Jotto. Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that? Mrs. Garadeb? Oh, dearie me! What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? What? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. Hi, Chloe! Hi! Welcome to my stream! Hello! In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. Excuse me. And what if we did? Oh, alright then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window. Which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering. At the pew 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 pew. I just imagine her throwing books at the speed of light or something. She's gonna have to pee 30 times in the next hour with all that tea she just drank. Lol, I know, right? Even though your house was on fire? Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Of course, I should have realized. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mrs. Garadeb's formal statement. Now you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I'd clean forgotten, but it's true. Okay, so basically... we pit her with like... this guy. Okay, they don't. I'm sorry. No! No! Oh, you get point docked off, no! Yeah, anyway, that's the first time I got my points docked off. Anyway. Open windows to clear the smoke. Skill issue, shut up. Let's see. I'm not sure how we can do this though. Just kind of want to see what we have so far. Receipt. So we do have the 3 books. How are you supposed to get a high score if those points knocked off? Is there even a high score in this game? If there is, that's the first time I've heard it, actually. open. Okay, what do we have, like? Does this mean we have to keep pressing? Okay, the fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garadap told us he had been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. There she goes again. I know, right? And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man! I didn't remember! At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on as well, you know? I really don't. I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it. Oh? Sir? Sir, yes? He wait. What is it, juror number 5? His face. You know something? I remember what it was. That memory I'd blocked out. It was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back. This granny! Who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garadap, or the maid, I'll have you know. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work, like. I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day, and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wages, love. Oh no! Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me it did. About an inch deep. An inch deep! That woman's scary. No words, just terror. I could smell it then, you know, that god-awful stench of the Thames. The description is so funny. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use the word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it. Why is this so funny? Is the wife a ninja? Maybe she's a ninja in training. Do the British have ninjas? Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. I don't want to hear that from you, Miss Susato Takedown. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor using a bow or the like. Susato, that's not the point. What? Attack? Who are you going to attack? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think. Alright, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. A woman in a rage will hurl almost anything at you. The kitchen knife really brought that home to me. Can we continue pressing? Your wife really threw a kitchen knife at you? That's right, she was chopping meat with it. Had a tidy edge on it, believe me. Still, it's all memories, isn't it? It started with that smile she threw me when we were courting. Aww. And since then, the list of things she's thrown at me has grown along with our relationship. Why is this so fun? There was a cup, then a glass, then a pot, a kettle, a chair, a wardrobe, a cook, a bathtub. Is your wife the She-Hulk? Is your wife the She-Hulk? Juror number 5? What the hell? He had me a wardrobe and then a cooker and a bathtub. What the fuck? Hi, not very yellow. Welcome. What the hell? What the bathtub? I can barely throw a chair. Imagine having a wardrobe, cooker, and a bathtub thrown at you. Like, how do you repair that shit? How did my man dodge that? Bold of you to assume he dodged it. Maybe he's hiding a grave injury somewhere. A fucking bathtub. Into a bathtub. Your wife must be even beefier than you. And things came to a head last week when she threw me right into the thing. She threw you! Now we know who's the true. Now we know who's the top in this relationship. Where's the pants in this relationship? Help me. Is the wife related to Shizuo or something? Who's Shizuo? Oh god. She wears the pants in this relationship. Help me. He's actually Wolverine. I don't know how he survived. Still, she's not so bad when she's calmed down. She's a little sweetheart, really. A little sweet. Shizuo from Durarara, the guy that throws vending machine. Oh, that guy. Ah. See, he's not even as good as her. He throws a vending machine. This woman throws the entire damn bathtub, okay? He does not hold a single candle to her. I'm so happy for you. Hi, Wanaza. Never underestimate an angry wife. You never know when you will drown in the river. Yeah. Never underestimate an angry sheep, guys. You never know what sheep's gonna do to you. Sounds like some Stockholm syndrome suddenly. I'm sure he's fine. Hopefully, I think. If you want to know what I think this whole idea of ladies first that we're so obsessed with in this country was thought up by some clever lads who had been tossed into things a few too many times by their wives. Lol. That's a very interesting theory. What a terrible thought. On the face of it, this drawer statement just sounds like a really extreme anecdote. But I think it might turn out to be an extremely powerful weapon. A weapon I might be able to use to make the jurors accept an alternative explanation here. I mean to never piss off a woman. Lol. What if I pit like this guy against don't want to get bathtub thrown. Let's pit this. Oh, thank you for the 100 biddies. Good, but let me read. Have mercy on us, we're innocent. You think I'll have mercy on you just for 100 biddies? What if I say I'm already angry? What if I throw 2 bathtubs at you guys, huh? Have you pressed the old man yet? Yeah, I pressed him already. I pressed him, so he's already given us like the winter thing. That winter thing. Kill stuff behind. Adilip, hello. Iari? No, it's Igiari. Let's see. What? No, not like. Make it deal, we have a deal. What? You want me to throw 3 bathtubs at you? What the fuck? Why are you paying me to throw a bathtub at you? Bro! She threw everything at him except the kitchen sink until she threw the kitchen sink. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but okay. What if she threw a knife, right? I think it's this one. If I'm still wrong, I'll look at the guide, okay? If I'm still wrong, I'll look at the guide. But like... Yes! Yes. Those 2 statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. Good grief, you mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once. Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back. What are you talking about? Objectionable? Yeah, I mean, yes, it's true, but it's igiyari. It's not iyari. Igiyari. Yeah. Ace Attorney really gets ridiculous sometimes. What do you mean sometimes? It's ridiculous all of the time, okay? We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garadeb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garadeb household to the street below. Eh? What's that now? After all, Mrs. Garadeb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4? What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? Crosssyllabus is getting stuff thrown at them. Crosssyllabus, please! Smack! No, bonk. Yeah, man, it's so ridiculous Ryunosuke looks normal. Ryunosuke is normal, though. He's normal by all these standards, though. I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she had a feeling this might be what happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it? I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garadeb household to the scene of the crime was... Juror number 4, Mrs. Garadeb. What's going on in chat? Crosssyllabus, why are you like this? You need to be bonk. What now? Wait, no, Kuro likes it. Do not bonk them more. I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before? Good Lord, Counsel! What on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back, man! My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garadeb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that? The book was found in the victim's grasp. Are you saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand? Even my missus hasn't got an aim like that. Lamau? Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now. Oh my. Ack! Mrs. Garadeb, your answer please. Have you seen this knife before or not? Oh! She did. My lord! I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word after all. Thank you, madam. Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions. Mr. Foreman! I have to agree. You're a man of principle. Not that I think the granny did it, mind. Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either. All together now, ladies and gents. Whoa, baby! We did it? Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo! So, as a result of the defense's summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided, and this trial will continue. Barack is shaking his head. He'd be like, oh my god. The summation exercises are quite fun, actually. Master Lawyer Shibs. It's only cause the way they do this thing, like, they make it easy to, like, follow. In the previous trilogy, it's just they're like, well, sucks to be you. Lose all your health, goodbye. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? Lord Van Zeeks is really so handsome. This trial is rapidly descending into a farce. Ooh yeah, those all or nothing moments, right? Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. Can you not? But what follows is so repugnant. It's good for nothing save the gutter. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? Also, Paul Justice coming to Steam, so yes, we can finally play the wedding case. Let's go! How many glasses does this man have? The answer is yes. That's all. The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves better with the relative positions of those places being discussed. What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time? Where does he keep them? Obviously in his pocket, you know? It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Garrett household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from the Garrett house to the scene is some, yes, 15 yards. Maybe someone's passing it to him like Godot and his cup of coffee. Well, if Baroque is a lord, it makes sense that he has some help, you know? Excuse me. Let me see. 15 yards, that's around 14 meters. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little farther than I imagined. And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having portentous significance, the fourth book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, the smoldering book, wantonly hurled by the lady of the house, traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? And did the jackknife follow a near-identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? He's making fun of me, rude! This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Ouch! Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. Hey, rude! Yeah. Pain and suffering. There's nothing I can say to that. He has butlers who has to bring hundreds of glasses for every time he throws them. Yeah, he really is like, I forgot who said this, but someone said that he's single-handedly funding the like glass industry. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Most prosecutors do. Mr. Sato, serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Maybe let's pick our battles here? Welcome to the Sheep and Carlos Espinosa. Welcome! My lord, might I be allowed to speak? As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense, yes? Go ahead. The prosecution may consider the idea of fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To that end, juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garrideb, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination. Yes, baby! Finally! Saints alive! A cross-examination of a juror? Oh, she's alive now. Order, order, order! Oh, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand. No, no, no! Stop that, Barak! Stop wasting wine! And unnecessary. Lord Van Zeeks? There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's partial theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. Hi, Just Pavla. Hello, hello. Welcome to my stream. Lovely to meet you. And we must assume they will be able to testify accordingly. What say you, witnesses? Yes, sir! Constable Raleigh beat reporting for duty, sir! He's awake. Well... Good morning, officer. Sorry for dozing until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir. Oh, they're so heroic, these London bobbies. Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more. Oh, Raleigh, my hero, you make me swoon. Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request. Oh. And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir! Okay, hopefully he'll stay awake long enough. He's too enough! Constable Beat's report. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb. Believe me, a London bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garrideb house are top-hinged casements. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Are you sure you didn't take your eye off? Every time they say I did not take it off for one moment, they took it off for like 10 minutes or some shit. Oh, this is quite startling. Top hinged casement windows. I still like how they share a scarf. How long is that scarf? It's being fed by romance, okay? They're in love. The detail was not in the police report, Constable. Ah, yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. You cannot excuse your sense of drowsiness every time, Constable. Definitely true, right? No, sir! Sorry, but... What exactly is a top-hinged casement window? And you... You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course. Sorry. So done. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's room. Alright, I'll try. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as it's a top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see? Okay. I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount. Oh, okay. It prevents it opening? This is all news to me. Hi, White Tiny Fins. Hello. Better late than never. Welcome. Absolutely correct, sa. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below. No! You see the problem then? Good. Your education in Windows is complete. Can you stop being so sarcastic, Van Zeeks, you rude ass? There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already. That can't... Did you see that, Rolly? The young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. Oh yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. Oh, Rolly, you're so strong! How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again. The court awaits your cross-examination. GG! And therefore there's only one method left, the cross-examination. My lord. Oh good, another desperate situation. Rest in pieces. Top hinged. Oh shit. Never mind. I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. I had no right to speak out. What do you mean? I requested the cross-examination of Mrs. Garrett without consulting you. Even if the judge did deny me. Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mrs. Garrett if we're ever going to get to the truth of this matter. Do you really think so? Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Garrett's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow, didn't it? You're right! And then there was Mrs. Garrett's reaction to me showing her the knife. The woman's hiding something, I'm sure of it. You're right again! We need to use this cross-examination to uncover more clues. We'll get to the bottom of this one way or another, I swear. Yes! Okay, let's go. We will question, Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right? That's right, yes. If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course. Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat. Sir Rolly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way. Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. I don't understand newlyweds. What? Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, please. So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes? 15? But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. Is this what they mean by love is blind? I'm sure that's exactly what they mean. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sa! You're gonna tell me you were falling asleep. Nothing to report? That's correct, sa! I had my eyes wide open the entire time, never looked away for a second. I highly doubt that. No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. I can swear to that on the yard's honor, sa! Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sa? Strange, sa? Seems altogether regular to me. This burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Garadep household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? His eyes already half closed, exactly like... I highly doubt that, man. Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sa? One that just happened to be burnt as well? Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sa! That book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that knife ended up in her bag and how that book ended up in her hand, there must be some common thread between them. Let's look at the... Wait, sorry. No sign. Press everything first. Oh, I press everything first? Okay. How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. He showed us that before, didn't he? Did he? I can't say I remember. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man, it's what the job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes admittedly. Stop! Oh, Raleigh, you're so manly! Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat! Oh, Raleigh! No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadep? Ah, I see, sa. You should have said so earlier, sa. Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then. Absolutely, sa. I will answer it to the fullest of my ability, sa. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garadep's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sa, just one thing. Yes? I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the Great British Institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you take back some tales of us London Bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. Michael Rolly has a ribbon. Rolly, does he? Where's his ribbon? Oh wait, he does, lol! I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here. So to the end, sa, I'll be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Sure. Hi, Anarsi Atomica. Hello, Atomica. Hello. Hi. Doggo lady. Can't you just call me a Shiba girl or something? Yes, hello, Anarsi. Nice to see you here today. Thank you. I'll try. Okay, let's like inspect it. Let's see what we have. A policeman. Item 1. A police will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer expected to watch 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. The only thing I'm crying about over this is that it's not helpful at the moment. Rest in peace. By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct? Yes, sir! So last press, okay. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. I don't see pity them with how much work they have. They do have a lot of work, lol. The part of the needing to help with investigation if near a location is important. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I'll take note of that. Here is the location where objects would have fallen. Oh, did I miss a press? I don't remember if you missed a press. I don't even remember if I missed a press, Mo. Yes. Directly opposite the scene of the crime on the other side of the rather wide road. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinged casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garradep's house is furnished with? Hi, John. Hello. Well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. Oh. She said... Do you have something to add, Mrs. Pete? Sorry? You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that? Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky. Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, John. Yay, welcome to my stream. Lucky? What do you mean? Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see. Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh, yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love? Constable Beat. Yes, that's right. Or what if that happened and then they actually moved her over? What if? Yes, that's right. Yeah, I remember what she said, yeah. That's the reason I was helping out interviewing the occupants of the Garradep household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see, sir? That really was cutting it close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something? If the Garradep household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well? Outside Mr. Garradep's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat. I see. I was unaware of that. Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of our Bobby after all. Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners. Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. To Don't you think so, my darling? That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately. Okay. And now it's my turn, I think. Yeah. Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Oh, yes, of course. What is it? You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell. What? I wasn't really... I mean, what's she doing? Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word. I am. I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you? Yes, Mrs. Beat. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. That was a very loud mutter. I heard that! That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir! I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't! Duly noted, Mrs. Pete. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder? Can't tell if they have a loving or abusive relationship. I don't know either. Oh my god. Let me have some biscuits. I think I deserve a biscuit. I have a biscuit. Oh, I got biscuit. Yummy. Biscuits are so good. Okay, I missed one. Nah, she's proceeded to the next part. Yeah, New Testament to press. I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though. Mrs. Beat, nobody is questioning what you've told us. I saw it! I did! That evening, I saw it clearly! That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene! Ah. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky. All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction? Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Raleigh. He gets ever so cross. Oh. Constable Beat, is there a problem? No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wise remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening, is all. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. I mean, that's just an extra 5 minutes, you know? Oh, Raleigh, you're such a tease! But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly! The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about? Oh, it was the present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and hot pennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds. Yes, how romantic! I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling. Nah! Oh yes. But that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Really? Oh. What was that all about? Constable Beat was very obviously troubled during the exchange. I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned, I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please. Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to. Excuse me? Van Zieks is just bored out of his mind. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked, I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the street lights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first. And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on? Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see? That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all. In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased. She really went, I was next to the body, and she's like, she is not dead. This is hilarious. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road. Your husband, presumably? That's right, silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Or did you? Hey, I feel like it happened on one side, but like the body was... Okay, sorry, forgot, she's not. But the victim was moved to the other side. I have a strong feeling is that. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time, I can't think how it got there. I really can't. So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Street, from Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed. Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Rolly bought me with that chain from the gutter he spent so long collecting. By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this, solitary rose? Hey, technically if that's true, Rolly definitely did not take his eyes off the scene. I mean, that's true. Oh, yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary with old bits of change he found in the gutter. I'm honestly amazed with how tolerant Van Zieks is. He is very patient despite all this clownery going on around him. I respect him for that. I really respect him for that. Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Van Zieks, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garadep household. In front of the Garadep's house? Although it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance in the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. Oh, thank you, sir, thank you! Could I have it back now, please? No, I think for good measure this rose should be added to the court record as evidence. Oh... The anniversary bouquet has been entered into the court record. Okay. But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back. Good grief, rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Mr. Beat. Women, this court case should just be called "Women Are Scary." Episode 4: Women Are Scary. Okay, I think I have what we need. Oh shh. Oh shh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To punish myself, I'll eat another biscuit. Okay. Yum. An English rose is such a beautiful flower. Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Phoenix took after him, man. Punish? Uh-huh. Yes, you have a problem with how I do my punishments? Gosh, 3? Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom. They're all blossom. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example. You should consider branching out. This is hilarious. It's very stylish paper the flowers wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Ah, Susato-san, you do love your cakes. Yeah, I don't think there's any... thing? Oh, okay, nothing. Now she can't watch stream today, 75p buffering can load even this stream. No, Alman! Go man! Next time I hope to see you then. So the fact is, so I think this Warren cut is what we must use next. We need to use this next, right? But on which one do we have to use it on? Where the crime was stated. This one? Where do they state the... I did leave the scene to go fetch help. Is it this one? Which one was it? Oh god. Can I get some help here? I think I might need some help here, sorry. Did I forget to press one of them? There are 6 statements though. I might have forgotten to press one of them. Top hinge casements. I mean, we already pressed this, right? The last or the first, okay. Oh shit! Sorry. You know what? I'll look for it myself. I'll look for it myself. Never mind. Let's see. I thought I presented it on the correct one. Wait. Ace Attorney Chronicles. I think it's the rules, right? I'm so bad at this. Let me just make sure I got this right. Walkthrough. Where is it? It's the flower, I see. Is the flower. Okay, got it. Did I forget to press? That's something a bit off. Statement 6! It's statement 6! You said on the first or the last? Never mind. Your claim, Constable B. There was nothing to report in... You claimed there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. Oh, hi Ray. Thank you for the raid. Hello. Thank you. I wonder what's the one that always references like the previous raider. I already turned it off then. Hello. Hi. What are you guys playing? You're playing Identity 5. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the raid. I hope it went well. As usual, pro players really play a bit differently. I hope you guys are ranked up really high. Yeah, anyway, if you want to hang around, sure. If not, just feel free to like go rest, okay? Hi Raiders, I'm Miyori Shiba. Ray might have talked about me. We are art sisters. Woo! And today I'm playing the Great Ace Attorney. I'm actually calling at this part because I keep misunderstanding instructions from my readers. Not readers, my viewers, for whatever reason. Yeah, but you know, I tend to like to talk a lot. I stream like visual novel games. I stream fun, weird stuff. So if you like that kind of thing, feel free to follow me. If not, you could just hang around and see what I'm about. Yeah. Yay. Anyway. Let's proceed because we're at a very crucial part of the case. Okay, we gotta wrap this up. You claimed Constable B there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. B, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to the beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's site was no longer anywhere nearby. Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. I'm at like episode 4, so like the second last episode of this of this part. Meager? But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact? No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mr. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garridep's book. Mr. Garridep's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to a testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garridep's house. There's no logical explanation for those things. Unless somebody deliberately moved them. Oh! Dun dun dun. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets, why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garridep's come round. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garridep. Well, welcome to the Shibdom Viv Blood Rain? Yeah, cool name. Yes, welcome. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. Dun dun dun. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, welcome. For a very subtle but compelling reason. Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? I mean, Viv, V, or even V-Blood. I see. Okay, Viv, maybe. Viv, hi, Viv. Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. Excuse me? All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Yeah, I remember, don't worry. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? Who else? This guy. You're so young, what the hell? Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat, it was you. What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense! Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. I'm sorry. I should not be laughing, but that's so funny. He's very straight, but you don't worry, Patricia Lamau. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London. Is he trying to kill him? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. Whiplash much. Ha 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 ha. You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it. If that was true, Constable B to have seen him do it. Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Gah! Well... First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate the policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. I don't know. You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right! But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense. You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery? I solved it like quite a few minutes ago, actually. Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. A London police officer. If you're mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. Whoosh. Constable Beat's motive for tampering the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What? Baroque is the... Hi again, Chelsea. Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know. That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? What? I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, the counsel. If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponish friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening? Somewhere here, I believe. But that's on the opposite side of the road. I don't understand. On the evening in question, Mr. Garadev's book fell directly down from the open window above. And your bouquet, Mrs. B, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Good gracious! Oh. Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. That's right, I saw it with my own eyes. It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road. No, that's not true! It can't have been! Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim herself, the 4 books. How did he manage to move her himself though? He looks like a stick. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary. But the constable overlooked one thing. What? What did he overlook? The bouquet, I presume. How did no one else notice him moving the whole scene? No one else knew until right now, actually. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Ziek said it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Rolly Beat. Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? You sound like a mean, snobby, popular high school girl. Oh, thank you! Oh, Rolly? It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know! I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. Huh? Dun dun dun. Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all. Oh dear. But for the whole duration he was moving the body? He thought he was dreaming, but he wasn't. Good golly! Order! 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 What on earth is the meaning of all this? Oh, Rolly! Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it? Wishing the victim dead should be one too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town. I can't say, sir. What? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the yurt's reputation, for everything. I'm honestly amazed how there was no one there the whole duration. I mean, it's like a foggy night out, and back in those days, it was really dark. Or just sleep exposed himself. He really did. Yeah. I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman? And yet, Lord Van Ziek, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. Ugh. He's being embarrassed. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Yes, my lord. Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence. At once, my lord. England, Japan. It makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? Okay, this is my last shot, man. You know what? Just in freaking case, I'm gonna like freaking yeah, just save it. Yes. I'll just save it just in case. Okay. Just in case I somehow get it wrong. I realized that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I've only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord... Oh, yes! It was our very first wedding anniversary! Huh? Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind? But sir! Just on that one particular day I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Hi Gippy, hello! Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Ah, thank you for the hip bag, Gippy, thank you. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says... When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Aha! Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's all right. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh! Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done? Poor guy, he just wanted to celebrate with his wife. It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. I've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight, of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so... I told Pat she'll have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Meerschaum Street and then... Yeah, because he wanted to celebrate with his wife, MC is stuck trying to defend an innocent man. That's true. Caused a lot of trouble for people. Just want choking. Yeah, he did, but like... It's just like, seriously? I just wanted to celebrate with my wife, you know? Oh, look at Susato's touched eyes. Aww. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. I just wanted, just that one night, to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Rolly. Just that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon? Of course he did! Otherwise my Rolly would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement. Ah, I see your meaning now. But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh no, Rolly! That was all my fault! I should never have dropped in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly. And can you tell us, Constable? How many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4. 3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others are scattered haphazardly around, I mean? Haphazard. Never mind. Oh, well, that's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. 2 of them are gonna be important? Okay. Okay, you know what I think happened? Okay? It hit her and she's like, what the hell? She bent down to pick it up and then like the knife just stabbed her in the back because it got thrown out. Yeah, that's what I think happened. And then she just... I think that's what happened. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only the 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who had done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it. My lord... Yes, Lord Van Zieks. I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw. Yes, sir! Mr. Prosecutor, sir? What will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him? For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. Oh, Silver Owls! Hello! Hi! Welcome! Hello! Thank you for the raid! What were you guys doing? You guys were playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Wow, that sounds wonderful. That sounds really fun. Hi, guys! Hi, everyone. I am Miyori Shiba VTuber. Currently, I'm playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I like visual novels. I like talking a lot. And I like to sing as well. So if you like that kind of thing, I think we'll get along really well. Okay? But, well, Owls, thank you once more for the raid. If you want to hang around, feel free to hang around. I think I'm kind of like wrapping up this part here. But, you know, feel free to chill around. If you want to rest, then feel free to go rest, okay? Yes, once again, thank you very, very much for the read. Hope you're well today. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much, Owls. I hope your game went well as well. It sounds like a very adventurous game that I probably would never play. So, yeah, hope it went well. I'm gonna continue, okay? It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late. Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. Alright then, my love. One last thing, Constable. Sa? I'll be looking at to get ready for bed. It did. Thank you. Have fun for game too. Thank you, Owls. Please, get ready for bed. Have a good rest, okay? Soon I will have to go rest as well. Yeah. Why is that man me eating his helmet strap? It's just his sprite. I don't know why either. He just like nom nom noms it. I guess it's yummy to some extent. Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you. Yes, sa. Carve the lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime. Ah? Never again, sa? You mean to say... Leave, now. This trial is not yet over. Sa! Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Gippy. Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that? Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime. Ooh. No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back. Is this some kind of old world Ace Attorney game? Yeah, this one is set in the past, so this is Phoenix Wright's ancestor. So Phoenix in Japanese is called Naruhodo Ryuichi. This guy is Naruhodo Ryunosuke, so his direct ancestor. You can see that they have the same look and the same manner because they're related, you know. Thank you for following. Brody's boss, welcome to the Shibdom. Welcome. Thank you, Mira. I'm gonna boop you. Thank you for the boop. You can redeem. I mean, you could redeem a head pat. The head pat is nice. You'll like the animation because I'm like, it's cute. Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already. Hey, Joshy Trans. Hey. Yeah. See. Love it. Yay. Lord Van Zeeks, is this true? Welcome to the Shibdom Nerdy Blood. Woo! Welcome. Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted, the prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. Okay, first, let me just like save because I'm scared. Welcome to the Shibdom and thank you for the lurk. Thank you guys. I think we're at the end though, but like we'll see. Okay, I know who could be responsible. It's this a woman. Oh my gosh, she's young though. She's much younger than like this guy. Welcome to Shibdom Snoozy and Joshy Trans. Welcome. Glad to have you join us. Yay. The defense would once again like to request a cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. Once again? My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garadeb. Me? Oh, dearie me! That request has already been denied. But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garrideb, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrideb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open-top hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garrideb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Wait, Phoenix's ancestors are from Europe? No. He is from Japan, but he traveled to Britain to become a lawyer. Of course, there are a lot of reasons why he became a lawyer. It wasn't his first choice, but like, eventually he is now studying to be a lawyer in Britain. Yeah, but he's Japanese, no worries. You see, his name is Ryunosuke. Yeah, he's Japanese. Ah! You're under oath, woman. I don't recall it. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes? No, I have no recollection of saying that at all. Juror number 4. No! Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. But that's just a common or garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know? What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying? Please, Mrs. Garrideb. My man is all about the law. That's right. He's all about the law. Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Thrown it at her, get it? Thrown it at her. Sorry. Then take the stand, juror. Oh! The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. Oh! Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm going to have to testify? Juror number 4, as I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. I went through lol. Oh, dearie me. So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrideb. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Oh, the music is amazing. I love it. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here, in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. She's still holding the stupid teapot. Witness, state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garadeb. And I'm a juror and such like. It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam? Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh dearie me. Look at those jiggle physics on her cheeks, man. I think even my jiggle physics don't look that good. Don't look half as good, guys. You see, like I don't think my jiggle physics look half as good as those cheeks. Damn, look at the way they shake. Oh dearie me. Chin up, Joni. Nothing to worry about now. Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. My man's come to like give emotional support to his wife. 10 out of 10. Look at her. Look at the way she's like, oh my dear, you know, she's like, oh yeah. Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you? But what about your knee, dear? Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. That's not a comrade, that's your damn wife. Oh, John. I presume you're Mr. John Garadeb? Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? Ouch! You don't have to rub it in, Ben 6. You don't have to rub it in. Well, yes, quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. Not exactly quiet. Exactly right. It's like they just talk about the wives like woman. Is this how they write woman power, Lamau? That's actually very funny. The Battle of Garadeb. What kind of a fucking name is this? The Battle of Garadeb. Oh. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Oh, I tell you, she will not forget the reason. Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon headed out though and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'll notice if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'd have a job proving it, I think. He gave 90% of the testimony, what the hell? You're not wrong, though. It's true, it was the Battle of the Garadeb. It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. Oof! Please stop! He's already dead! Hi. Hi. Hi, sorry. Sheep mom just came in to give me some of my clothes and she's like, I am invincible. Okay, she's invincible. Okay, Sheep mom is invisible. There we go. The enemy caught us on the hopster, had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Curse, a veteran such as myself. is only too aware that on every battlefield, you're just a gnat whisker from death at any moment. Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here? Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. Invincible, sure. She is invincible to me, okay, but the word she went for is invisible. I'm sorry, I misspoke. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Van Zieks may well be right. Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination. I'm guessing we have to press everything. We have to press every single thing. The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe. Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garadeb. A rather passionate note, in fact. But Mrs. Garadeb found the note discovering her husband's little secret. And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it too. What a sordid state of affairs. Hell on earth. Fancies agrees, she's like, hell on earth. What battles have you seen, my good sir? I need to know, you need to tell me what battles you've seen to immediately acknowledge the power of this woman's slaps. He really went, bows in respect, hell on earth. I say, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to track it all up. They're like, I'm trying to tell you guys not to expose it, but you expose everything. Maybe he prosecuted some marital cases too, seen enough. Oh, high inconsistency, welcome back. I don't know, man. But he seems like... I don't know anything, I'm sorry. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway. She's gonna start pouring the tea. A likely story. These waters run very deep. Oh, level up is just a fun thing to show how much you've been talking in my chat. So the more you talk in my chat, the higher your level will be. Yeah, it's just a fun thing. Don't worry about it. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face? Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon headed out door and got the window open. Just keep pressing, just keep pressing, just keep pressing, pressing, pressing. And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine really. Of course, it's all his. Just so happens there was some bath water around the evening, so I sloshed that about to put it out. A most precarious situation you put yourself in. Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from a public water pump during the day if you need any, see? The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although that little mustached Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. Ooh, isn't that expensive? The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off. No he isn't. Have you actually seen the state of the man? I believe he uses all of his income to buy books. Well, anyway, the point is I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. Meanwhile, I was picking on whatever I could find to throw at him. Even though the room was on fire? Why is this couple so hilarious? As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman's want to throw, she must throw.
words I'm gonna live by now. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. I'm gonna take so many screenshots. There's so many good quotes, guys.
That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo.
How did you know I was thinking that? Limao? When a woman does throw, even if it's another human being, she has to throw, okay? It just is how it is.
So please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge, a napkin.
Oh! Oh, whoa, sir? You have something to say, sir? You have something to say?
Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garadep? Hey! Don't shoot! Ah, sorry, I beg your pardon. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Need sleep, not good luck, people. Have a great night, Phoenix, and I hope to see you next time. Yay! Next time will be like in the day after tomorrow. So yeah,
Hope to see you then.
nothing of any significance, no? Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall.
She's a dangerous person.
Ouch! And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed a direct hit with every volley. Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. This is a court of law. How dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear.
What's she even doing with a teapot in here?
Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously. Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened, Your pipe, sir? I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes! And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. I like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see. Your pipe was broken. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid.
And what is she doing pouring tea into his pipe anyway, this woman?
Anyway, I managed to bandage the thing up for now. Ha! You're one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear?
To spill tea, obviously. Oof! Shit, yeah, the teacup to spill tea.
I wonder why we should make up this account. It could be important. The defense believes Mr. Garadep's remarks just now to be of great significance. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes as well as hearts may be broken.
Why are his quotes so good? Help!
It's so good.
I'm dead. This end part of the trial has me hollering. I guess it's just not any pipe but a tea pipe. Why have a normal pipe when you can have a tea pipe? Hey.
Sentimental wisdom perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed, common sense one might say. Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Well, I don't see why not. Oh, dearie me. There you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady.
Ingratiate?
Never mind. Ingratiate? I cannot. Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can inspect anything. It looks to be in a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me, like it's trying to shout out a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garadep's dressing gown. I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garadep, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this.
Either that or he can't afford to replace it. LOL! What about this? Why is there like a chip here? There's a small nick out of the bowl here. Look, it appears to have been made relatively recently. And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it? It's clearly a well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand in hand with... getting some battle scars. Help. This particular nick is catching my eye though, because it's clearly new. Oh? Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. This is part of the blade. Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. There we go. I was thinking the blade would have broken off somewhere and it was actually right here. The tip of a blade. Surely it couldn't be? Let's go. That's what we needed to find. I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. How did he smoke his pipe with the blade inside it all this time? Look, if you want to smoke and you have only one pipe, you gotta make do with it somehow. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh no, it's fine. Thanks to Susato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. Way ahead of you, sir. Well, thank you for that. Rebuttal, Mr. Garrett. Now, if we could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? I'm going to present it. Let's go. Mr. Garrett, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? You used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course, but that was some time ago now. Lol? Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest. So he has bad eyes. Oh, he does. Dear me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter in every other word. You must be very dizzy. Shut up. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garredep's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how they got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? Ooh, he did a pya pya. On his face, yeah. I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. She's standing on a box! I cannot! She's standing on a freaking box! Did you guys see that she's standing on the damn box? I cannot! She reminds me of Sister Bikini. That was hilarious. Hey! Oh my god! Kiko, we said the exact same thing! We literally said the exact same thing! We said the exact same thing. Same brain cell! Same brain cell! Hey! Sister Bikini is legendary. Oh my god. You appear rather confident in the extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then. Present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case? Let's go, baby! This is the knife that was found in the victim's back.
closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue of the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. Oof. And what of this particular knife? No doubt this tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim. Oh, but this time it's not near the spine. No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garradep's pipe. Good grief! Lord Vanzeek's? I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. He's angry. Good golly gosh! Oh my gosh, he's cool. He has been burned. You can see his underpants. I didn't even realize. Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once! Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garradep's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. It was hit by a knife. Ooh, she's shivering. She's shivering in the boots, baby. Hi, G-Man. Hello. Did you just call me Moyo? Huh? You called me Moyo? Guys. I have been called Moyo. I have been slandered. How could you do that to me, G-Man? How could you call me Moyo? How could you? Do I look like a Moyo to you? Huh? It's cause you have a mojo. What? What does that even mean? What? I'm Mio, I'm not a Moyo. Oh, dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garradep flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garradep, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord! Excuse me. Hit the timeout button. It's okay. I'll be merciful this time, okay? Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garradep's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1. And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garradep's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of her back on the street below. Oh gosh! Oh dear! Oh! No! You can see his underpants. Look at that. You can see his underpants showing through his coat. There he is with like more alcohol, guys. Looking so handsome as he takes a sip. A full-bodied theory. I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. Sorry? But after all, it is just a theory. A game theory. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see... Stop that! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Night I go sleep. Okay, good night, Sarah. Thank you for coming. It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency. An insurmountable... What? Lord Van Zieks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with a knife planted in the middle of her back. Yes, in her... Ah! That's right, you silly little man.
Oh my gosh, he really did do it. And he's back with that slap mark.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. Like I said, she got hit on the head with the book first, she bent down to pick it up, and then while she's bending down to pick it up, like, she got hit. Okay? That's how it happened. I'm sure of it. Order! Order! Quite right, you see. That's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head. Well, he's lost for words, look. I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place. I don't know, though. What really did happen? Oh... it would appear the defense has made rather a spectacular blunder. Ah, seriously? I will eat another biscuit. Yum.
I love biscuits. Hi, fish boy. Hello. Welcome. I'm trying to get like the food out of my teeth.
Thanks for the emote. Yay. If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history. We were so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand. Miss Osato! You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you are on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself.
Easy for you to say. You're not the one like doing the actual arguing, lol.
Hi, Rafi, Crony, hello. The key to this is in the court record. I'm sure all the information you need is there.
It's in the court record, right?
Is it all already here? Seriously? It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Oh, whoa?
Sir? This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track.
It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Oh yeah, baby, look at the look in his eyes. It's beautiful. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? Counsel? There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness! Utter madness! Surely this must be the last time. Okay, I'll save just in case because I'm scared. I'm so scared. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... The evidence that... Was it this one? Is it this one that is in... You know what? I'll just to be sure, I'll make sure it's like... It's probably the book, isn't it? Okay, it's the book. Yeah, okay, we'll represent this, okay? Kurai! This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. The burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garridep's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so, as part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she had been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garridep household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Hi, Maureen. Hello. Hi. You came at the part where we're revealing the truth, yeah? If you need to sleep, please go sleep. Thank you. Yes, at exactly that moment, the young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw? Yes, Mrs. Garridep, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? See, I knew it is that! Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up. I just woke up from nap. Okay, it's time to go back to your nap, okay? Good night. Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book. Oh, heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, man, this woman's just having a really bad day, isn't she? The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. I hope her spine is okay. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Well, I never! It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Should be fine considering the amount of cushion she has. Hey, rude! Yeah, but I'm sure she's fine. She's alive, okay? Ah! And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place? No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Van Zieks is furious. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb, the very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wonder if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old bean. Poor Mrs. Garadeb. Oh, she said it. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well. John, dear. It's alright, I know. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry. Gabong. Boom, oof. He's doing his best. He's doing his best. He's doing his best. Perish. Perish. He still perished in the end, though. Well. Well. Lord Van Zieks, what news of Mrs. Garadeb? The burnt back. You can see his underwear. Holy shit, he can't afford another one. That's so sad. She's been taken to the infirmary. It will appear that today's event had left her in an especially flustered state. To old Liao, he is old, you know. When you marry a man much older than you just have to deal with that. Excuse me. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news. So, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes! On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Oh, no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when a young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Soseki-san, his imagination really has got the better of him. Yes, poor man. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have covered up and protected the police. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. Wow, this is so poetic. Holy shit. I heartily commend you both. Oh! Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of the jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion. I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know? But I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman! Muzai! 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 Let's go! Pew 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 pew! Let's go, baby! Woo! 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 Ooh! 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 Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume. I hereby pronounce you not guilty! Yes! Whoa! Fireworks in the court! Whoa! 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 We did it! And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord, sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. Oh, yes, sir, of course. All my life, I swear I never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. He is so dramatic. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 20th February, 3:17 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, locum! Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last, I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Would it be so hard just to say that then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely, loyal, locum, lawyer! Yes? I mean, as I said before, I have just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing, "Look at the little hunchback." Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you, locum lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind the baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!" Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I had hoped I wouldn't see you, but oh no. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. It's 3:17 p.m. Even I don't wake up that late. What the hell? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you. I see I'm here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say. Do you dislike Holmes? It's more like I can't stand him. I don't dislike him, I just can't stand him. When he appears, I just feel like, this guy, you know that. Anyway. Oh! The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. Phew. Here's a fellow son of thank you, Jira. He is like... It's like I don't dislike him, but he really annoys me sometimes. I only care for Zeke's and Iris. I care for all the characters. It's just that at the moment I like him the least, okay? It's just finished. What? No! That my haste was in vain? Ah! It's you! Herlock Sholmes. Oh, have we met, sir? You piece of shit! This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom. Either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. I want to punch him in the face. Charming. This is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. Had she been taken to the hospital more urgently? I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. Poor Natsume. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Priceless. Oh, I'm sorry, really, but that was quite priceless. Poor Soseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. But there is no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume? Even after this, I'm...
Oh, welcome to the Shibdom Rubber Ducky. Welcome.
I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper. Lord Van Deeks. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It will all be alright, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Hiya! Wait, why is it us again? With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. It's like, could you at least warn me? What the hell? So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? Oh, Susato is my worst so boring. She's not! I love her! I love her so much! You hit your follow goal. We did hit the follow goal! Did we? Oh my gosh, did we? Yes, we did! 2.5k! Thank you, everyone!
Yay! We hit 2.5k on Twitch! Yay! Yes. Very nice.
Very nice. Where did the kilometer come from?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yay! 2.5k. Woo! It's a big number. Oh my gosh. So happy. Yes!
Let's celebrate later, okay?
Let's continue. You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon. Oh! It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. You just don't want to stay any longer.
Thank Zero, thank you! Thanks, Tukiko.
That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse? That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Soseki-san. Could be an interesting read. And what about Miss Susato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us. I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, you could take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? But what it lacks in windows, it more than makes up for a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'll be happy to leave behind the cursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh yes, it tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. You're just talking about the damn cat. You're just talking about the damn cat. We'll think about it if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Live with you? I mean, it'll be better than that room, right? Really? Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Damn, are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of?
Oh, this is simply wonderful!
What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the Great Detective's office's attic! I'm too overcome for words. So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes.
Wonderful! Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy. Look at her smile. Look at it. Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, Mr. Sholmes.
Let's go. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. Dinner? Oh my gosh, now I want food. And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Yo, it's actually a pretty nice place. What? This is a roomy ass attic. 20th February, 4:41 p.m. the attic room. So this is to be our new office, yes. Our office? I rather like the sound of that.
Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. But I like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. Kazuma! So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? You know, he looks a lot better without his coat. Like, he looks way more handsome. Every time I see that yellow coat, I'm like, bleh! But you know, he's not so bad when he looks like this. Yeah.
Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much.
It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Hot Sholmes. I have to admit, he does look hot here once he takes off a few layers. You know what I mean? Flips hair, you know? Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Aris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid!
Inconsistency. Your thirst is showing. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. He's staying with Sholmes domestic. I'm sure someone out there ships Sholmes and Ryunosuke. I'm sure someone out there does it. Those are precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Oh, yes, there is confirmed bus. I like how you guys immediately go like, yeah, definitely, yes. Sorry? Ryu Homu. Also, that's the ship. Okay, got it. London is a glorious place full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. He damn handsome, can't wait to cast this version sometime. I mean, don't you already have this version? Like, isn't it part of like the costume you commission? Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So once again, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London. You know, if you look like this all the time, maybe I won't be as pissed as I always am at him. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. That's powerful. That's so powerful. What the hell? Damn. And let's go. What's the plot thickens, and from now we save Mr. Sholmes more time spent with him. I'm sure there's a lot of suspicious fics about what they do at night since they now live together, but like I'm just gonna eat my biscuit casually, just like And also Sholmes' rant being behind him doing everything to feed Iris the fanfic. Please introduce me to some fanfics. If I get inspired, I may write one, okay? I may write one. I'll send you the yeah, you just send me whatever you want. Remember we talked about like a brief? A fanfic brief? Like if you could give me a fanfic brief, I might be able to write one for you. Tomorrow, that's fine. Hi Saya. Hi. I'm just about to wrap up actually, but I'm glad you made it in time to say hi. Once again, thank you guys for 2.5k followers on Twitch. Thank you so much. 2.5k, 2.5k. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a big achievement, guys. That's like 500 away from the big 3k. Yay. We did so well. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. I always appreciate it, okay? I'm sorry, my voice is like going a bit nuts because I've been talking non-stop for like 3 hours straight, okay? Don't mind me. Yeah. There we go. We love to see you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the gift, Sabidos. Thank you so much. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yay. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you for all the love, guys. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Oh man. I will celebrate, but the next stream is like in about 2 days' time. You've been subscribed for 25 months? That's more than 2 years. Oh my gosh, have I been streaming for that long? You didn't even subscribe right when I started streaming. Oh my god. It's gonna be 3 years soon. Damn. I've been streaming for like 3 years. Soon. Really freaking soon. Oh, just sheep. Oh, my back. Where my glasses? Where my walking stick? My back. Oh. Pass this up for my friend. You support me in more ways than that inconsistency. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, I realize I pay you so much money. That's why I'm very thankful. Thank you, inconsistency. Thank you. Like you also pay me in like friendship as well, you know. Thank you so much. You really did help me a lot. Yeah. In any case, Kiko, if you're listening, you owe me something else on the other thing we were talking about. Just saying, okay? Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, sheep funds, let's go. Yeah. I mean, I might cancel that sheep fund thing because I realize it's like pretty large. I might switch it out with something. Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, you owe me something. Anyway. But once again, I'm joking. No rush. Just a gentle reminder. You know, a very gentle reminder. Is that fine? Yeah. Anyway, guys. Okay, thank you to those on YouTube. I hope you have a wonderful night. To those of you who are still on Twitch, please stay with me while I find someone to send you off to. Okay? Okay? Yay. Okay. Well then. My next stream will be on Wednesday night. It'll also be TGAA, so I will see you then, okay? Yeah? Thank you guys for the stream. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you had fun. Okay then. See you then. Atsuyari. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.